job is to remove the air conditioning compressor. Not really sure why I need to take this off. I've got to unmount the pipe first. This bracket is all part of one continuous bracket to which this pipe mount is attached. So it looks like I've got to undo these pipe brackets first. It's probably be quicker with sockets, but I don't have any sockets quickly to hand. And besides, getting a socket over the top of these long studs can be quite difficult. An old ring spanner will do me for now. Let's go. That's that off. That's off. That's off. Now we've got a bolt down here to do. We've got a bolt over here to do. And I think that's it. Hopefully, I've got a bolt there to do. Going to be 8s, aren't they? Nope, 10s, good. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay, not really happy with that. The 8s, it was 8s. I'm sure it's supposed to be 10s. Certainly not 8s. Okay, an old ring perhaps then. Yeah, 10. That was a bit tight, wasn't it? This is one of the 3 bolts that actually secures the aircon pump onto its mounting frame. There's a mounting frame in below here. It also holds this bracket, so I've got to get it out of the way there. I might just bring these nuts back on here for now. That one. That's that plate out of the way. That out. And that's that bracket. Oh, maybe not. Oh dear God. There we go. Oh, there we go. That's that one out of the way. Got that back in there for now. The next job is to take the 2 bolts off for the aircon pump so that that can move, but before I can do that I need to take the tension off the belt. There is a way of winding the belt tensioner back and locking it into place. I can't remember what that is, I'm going to have to look that up. But there's also a torsion bar sitting, which you can't really see. There's also this torsion bar here, sitting between the steering pump and the air compressor. No, it's actually a brace, I presume, braces between them. But that bolt needs to come out. It's a 10mm head, but because my 10mm small socket slipped over the top last time, I think I'm going to get a better 10mm socket to do this with. This is about the best 10mm socket I've got. I hope this is going to work. It's not directly onto it, which is a bit worrying. Oh no! No. That just rounded. That just rounded. Yep, that's no good. That just rounded. Rounded the whole bloody thing as well. You can actually see the damage on that. What I need is a 6-sided socket, because obviously 12-sided ain't going to do it. I don't know if you can really see that damage or not, but yeah, that edge has started to round quite badly. This is an old cowboy trick I used to use as a young motorcycle enthusiast. We're now going to use, I can get it into focus. I can't really see that, but it's 3/8. Yeah, it's a 3/8. Anyway, it's slightly undersized from a 10mm. Can be forced onto a 10mm. It's not the ideal way to do things. But that's it, it's on. There you go, that's her. She's free. That's the short arm out, and that is the somewhat badly damaged and chewed. We've got a bit of my glove on there. Yeah, somewhat badly damaged and chewed bolt, which will now have to be replaced. A nice dog point on it as well. Shame. 19mm open end spanner and a form of metal pin. In this case, I'm going to use an Allen key. There is a hole in which you can slot the Allen key or whatever metal pin you choose to use. You slip the spanner onto the tensioner, push down against the spring load and slot the pin into place. The pin is now holding the tension off the belt. The belt is now slack. I'm now in a position where I can slide the belt off of the pump. Let's lift you up. The belt will now lift off the pump, but first of all I want to undo the pump so that I can lift that away at the same time as removing the belt, because really there's not a lot of place at the side of the belt where it can move to, so it's easier to move the pump away from the belt. Now, removing of the air conditioner. We've got 3 bolts, 1, 2, and of course the third we've already removed because of removing the large bracket. So I have to release this bolt, I have to release that bolt. That bolt looks slightly damaged to me. As we know, we had a problem using sockets on these bolt heads. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, well, that one's quite loose straight away. Let's see what this one's like. Oh, that one's, yeah, as I suspected, that one's slipping over. I have a hex head, 10mm. Here we have 10mm hex head, but it's only on a 1/4 inch drive. Let's see if this will do it. Oh, a bit stiff, but yes, we're done. Definitely the pump free. Okay. So we're getting the oh dear. Quite enough slack in that. I actually wonder if it might be an idea to remove, excuse me, struggling a little bit, this pulley here. Because if I take that pulley out, it'll allow more slack on the belt. Need an Allen key that is that size. And that's pretty cool. Or maybe not. Ah, it's not an Allen key. T40. See if that fits. That fits nicely. Oh yeah, much better. Much better. I have got a kind of squeaking sound coming from one of the pulleys on this belt. I don't know which one it is. Go. That feels surprisingly stiff. Doesn't really feel very loose. Also, you can capture that plastic ring in the centre there. I'm not quite sure what that's for. That should give a lot more slack on the belt. A lot better. Ha 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 ha. No, I've just unclipped that without realising it. Feed this cable through, I think. Exactly sure if that's going to go through, to be honest. We'll maybe just take that off. We'll stick it back on. Get over here, out of the way. Can't get it past here. Okay. Yeah. Looks like it's catching on this. I may just take that out of the way to try and allow this to come past. Oh, it's a bit of a knot. Ah, that's fastened on, that's why. Okay, need a screwdriver. Not a screwdriver. The bracket's held by that screw there at the bottom, which again requires a Torx fitment to remove it. Perfect. Let's move it back out again. It doesn't seem to be loosening. Rather oddly, it does not seem to be loosening. The alternative is to disconnect it here, which is what I think I will do. I'll have a closer look at. Both brackets and screw removed, and yes, that now comes free. Ah. Easier if I just took it off there. There we go. Okay, something's still hanging on to this. It's electrics. The electrical connector still plugged in. One off. It's two off. Right, the next thing to come out of the way is this bracket. Now, just for reference, that's the pulley tensioner under there. Sorry, that's the belt tensioner under there. This is the main drive pulley. This is driven directly from the crankshaft via gears. So that is the main power input to this belt, which drives the air conditioner. It also drives the water pump, which is built in behind here, and the steering pump combined. Let's get this bracket out of place. We've got one bolt there. I believe we've got two bolts down the front that have got to come off. There is a bolt down the back there. It's got to come off, and a bolt into the centre there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to remove. Now, I think before I can remove that bottom one, I may have to, there's a water hose here that I may have to remove. I'm sorry, you're not seeing that very well. There's a water hose here that has to be removed so that I can gain access to that bottom bolt. And before I can move the hose, I've got to be able to drain the water system. That one to loosen, we've got the one in there to loosen. The one in there's got to be a bit of a pig to get at. Just 2 bolts out. Now there is that lower one to do, which I think I'll get next. Then only leaves the one at the back there to remove. Look at the length of this. That's going to be my problem with the one at the bottom, is the length of it, the amount it sticks out before you can actually remove it. To remove the water. Let's take the water out. Ring 13. Yep, that goes on there. Oh, not so easy to shift though. Oh, ya brute. Ya brute. Out. That's that loose. That is definitely the last bolt. Go. And that's that bracket out. There should be oil on the inside there. Might need some cleaning up. Yep, that's that one done. There's that spacer there. Okay. And the pulley assembly has the tensioner assembly has fallen free. That's not a problem. That pulley needs to be removed. The pump needs to be removed. There are 2 control devices on the end of the cams here. I believe this is to do with advanced timing of the cam. It actually changes the adjustment of the camshaft. The next difficult task to tackle is going to be that pump. The reason for that is because right behind there is a bolt which is really difficult to get at, And then on the other side there is another bolt, which you can't even see, which is even more difficult to get at. And there it is, peeking down through there. This pipe here, silver looking pipe running down, going to a junction there, is a coolant pipe coming from the water pump at the back there, behind the steering pump. And of course you can see the bolts mounting that onto the chain case. Obviously those bolts need to come out. That pipe needs to be moved before the chain case can come off. And then this chain case has to come off, and then the chain case behind it before the rocker cover comes off.